Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to my 25 Days of Craftmas series. During this series, I'm going to show you how to make these 25 Christmas projects using your Cricut machine. And I'll also share the SVG files I use to make the projects for free, so you can make them too. If you've missed any of the previous days, be sure to check them out. It's day 5. And today I'm showing you how to make this fun star garland countdown. I think it's fun to give the kids or adults a little treat as they count down the days to Christmas. These 3D stars are perfect for holding something sweet. The cute stars hang on a rope and can be hung in your home like a garland. Now let's go take a look at the supply list and get started. For this project, you'll need 13 sheets of cardstock, black adhesive vinyl, transfer tape, your weeding tool and scraper, spray paint, which is optional, glue, twine, rope, candy, and of course, your Cricut, a cutting mat, and the cut file. So grab your supplies and head over to your computer. The first thing we need to do is grab the SVG file we'll be using for this project. You can get it for free on my blog at burtonavenue.com. I keep all the SVG files for the projects I make and share in my free SVG library. These files will work with all kinds of cutting machines and they're free to everyone. Once you're on my site, just click on Free SVG Files and then Free SVG Library. You will need a password to get into the library, and there are instructions on the screen if you need to get one. For this project, we'll be using the cut file called Star Garland Countdown BA1806. To find it, you can either click on Craftmas 2021 and look for day 5, or you can use your browser search and type in 1806. Once you found the file, go ahead and click on that link and the files will be downloaded on your computer. I'm going to show you how to cut this design in Cricut Design Space. If you're not sure how to unzip and import the designs into Cricut Design Space, be sure to check out my step-by-step tutorial. Once you import the design into Cricut Design Space, it's going to look like this on your Canvas screen. So the first thing we're going to do is resize everything. So I'm going to go up here and change the height to 11.5 inches, since that is the largest we can cut on our machine. And that will make the size of these stars almost 5.5 inches wide. The next thing we're going to do is ungroup the numbers from the stars. So you'll right click and choose ungroup, and that will just break apart these numbers from these star pieces. The last thing we need to do is attach all of the star pieces together, and that will attach the perforation lines to the side piece, and it will also keep all the pieces in this same order so that you can cut these on one piece of cardstock. And this will allow you to make 2 stars with each sheet of cardstock. So I'm just going to select all the star pieces and those perforation lines and right click and choose attach. And that is all that we need to do on this canvas screen. So now we can click on the green Make It button. And next you'll be taken to this screen, and this is just going to show us what our design is going to look like on the different cutting mats. So the first mat is going to be cardstock and we'll cut our star pieces. And the second mat is going to be our black vinyl, which has the numbers. So we'll go back to piece 1 and then we'll click on the continue button. Make sure your Cricut is turned on, and once Design Space finds it, you'll be taken to this screen. You'll need to make sure that your dial is either set to cardstock, or you can set it to custom materials and choose medium or heavy cardstock, depending on what kind you're using. So now we can go over and load up our cutting mat. Place a piece of cardstock on your cutting mat and smooth it down, and then load it into your Cricut by pressing the up and down arrow button. When your Cricut is ready to cut, you'll see the C button light up. Press that and the Cricut will begin cutting. When everything has been cut, you can press the up and down arrow button again to unload your mat. Once the first piece of cardstock is finished cutting, remove it from your cutting mat. You'll want to slightly bend the cutting mat and carefully pull off the cardstock pieces, and then place on another piece of cardstock and load the mat into your Cricut. You'll need to go back over to Design Space and click on number 1 again so that it will cut another sheet of the stars instead of the vinyl. And you'll need to do this until you've cut 13 sheets of cardstock. Once you're finished cutting all the cardstock, you can place a piece of black vinyl onto your Cricut mat and smooth it down. Then load that into the Cricut. Just go back over to Design Space and make sure that number 2 is selected. You'll need to turn the dial so it's on the vinyl setting, and then once the C button lights up, you can press that to cut out your numbers. Remove the vinyl from your cutting mat and trim away any unused portion of the vinyl. Then weed away the excess vinyl from around all those numbers. You can use a weeding tool to help you pull out the pieces left inside. Next, place a piece of transfer tape sticky side up on your work surface. Then place your vinyl on top of that and smooth it down. Rub over everything firmly with your scraper and then trim off the excess vinyl backing and transfer tape. You can also cut apart all your numbers. Next, we're going to assemble the stars. Each star will use a front and a back piece and one side piece. You'll also need a vinyl number, 2 pieces of twine, and some candy to fill it up. I sprayed these cardstock pieces with silver hammered spray paint to make it look a little bit like metal. Grab the side piece. Fold along the first set of perforation lines. You'll want to bring both ends of the cardstock toward you. Then on the next set of lines, you'll want to fold the ends away from you. Go back and forth until you reach the end. Then you can fold down on the perforation lines on the top and the bottom of the strip. Grab the front piece of the star and make sure the 2 holes are at the top. Then take one of your vinyl numbers and pull off the vinyl backing. Position the number on the front of the star and press it down. Rub over it with your fingers or a scraper and then pull off the transfer tape. Grab the front star piece and place it over the folded side piece so you can see how everything will match up. Once you've got that figured out, you can start gluing the pieces together. I added glue on one edge of the side at a time. Then I pressed the top piece onto the glue. You can reach your fingers to the back side of the star to press the little tabs onto the front piece. Keep gluing until all the sides are in place. Flip the star over and glue on the back piece. This time I glued 2 sides at a time. You can pull up a little bit on the star piece so you can add glue onto the tabs. Now the star is put together, we're going to add the twine. Thread one end through the hole on the right of the front piece and tie a knot. Then thread the other end through the right hole on the back and tie a knot. Now thread the other piece of twine through the holes on the left. Do your best to make sure the lengths of both pieces are the same. Finally, you can fill up the star with some candy. Place each star onto some rope and then hang it up like a garland. You can vary the heights of the stars by making the twine different lengths. And that's it. This project is finished. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more projects you can make with your Cricut, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so you'll get notified each time I post something new.